Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson. This is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
So tonight we are concluding the franchise we've been talking about for the past couple of sessions by reviewing the remake, Night of the Demons, that was released in 2009. Isn't that right, Mike?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yes. So this movie came out let me see. The last one that was the third one, came out in 1997. So this would have been, let me see, about a few years later, obviously.
a few years later.
Well, not too long ago. Considering it's not
too... about 12 years, maybe.
Yeah, so it's not too long ago.
But it's a remake of the original, but they have changed the story a bit and stuff.
Yeah, where in this one it takes place where this story takes place in New Orleans.
Yeah, groovy.
And its storyline is different, and it still has the usual small cast where they get chased around by demons.
Yeah. Well, Night of the Demons. Hello.
Yes. Of course, there's a bit of differences in this one, obviously, as we go along. But I won't get into that until we get into the other stuff we usually get through.
All the good groovy stuff we get and chat and everything else. And
yeah.
Was
this also released on DVD, or was it on television or in the movies by any chance?
No. I was having a quick look at my notes here. Okay. I think it had a very, very limited run. I do not know why, but then went straight to DVD and Blu-ray.
Right.
So the cinema box office figures aren't very indicative of how good it is. How's that? Okay. Mm-hmm. So they didn't make a lot there. They did sample it, try it, limited run, and then bunked it straight out to home media.
Exactly.
Okay. So when I tell you those figures later, that's the reason why. Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you want to do my bit now?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Produced by Greg McKay, Kevin Tenney, and Michael Arata. Directed by Adam Girasch, Gierasch. I think that's the right pronunciation. If I'm wrong, sorry. Based on Night of the Demons, obviously by Joe Augustin. Mm-hmm. Screenplay was by Adam Girasch and Jace Anderson. Now, good groovy people here.
Now we'll get to the good parts.
Right, here we go. Right, all the good stuff. Let's have my little notes here.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just
looking at my notes. I was just clicking on some of my... I was doing some tech work there at the same time. Okay, right, the players. Okay, Shannon Elizabeth plays Angela Feld.
Yeah. So you guys know, the old actor probably wouldn't too old for this role.
Well, she would be getting a bit old. I'm not saying anything rude, but it's supposed to be a younger person, so yeah.
Yeah, so they had to... If this is a remake, this means they have to rehash and bring someone
down to late teens, early 20s to fill the role. Yeah. Monica Keena plays Maddie Curtis. Mm-hmm. Diora Baird plays Lily Thompson. Mm-hmm. Michael Copon, Copon, plays Dex Thrubby. Bobby Sue Alutha plays Suzanne Reed. Mm-hmm. John Beach plays Jason Rogers. Edward Furlong, I know that name, plays Colin Levy. Levy.
See, Edward Woodbin, he used to be a kid actor from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
He played John Connor when he was either 13 or 14. Now, I'm not sure.
Tiffany Shepard plays Diana. Mm-hmm. Jamie Harris plays Nigel. And I got one here, Linnea Quigley, it's a cameo as ballerina. So I'm trying to remember, but we saw it a couple of weeks ago as well.
Yes, anyway.
So it'll probably all come back to me in the telling.
Oh, yeah.
As Sarah mentioned before, there's a few changes. This one takes place in New Orleans. It was actually filmed in New Orleans. It wasn't pretend New Orleans. So they actually filmed down there. They update the plot, so you know.
Yeah, okay, yes. And of course there's a different backstory to the story, obviously.
Yeah. Special effects And FX effects were created by Drac Studios. Oh, I like that, Drac.
Drac.
Like, good old Dracula gets around, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, who knows?
Anyway, I had little else to say. Sorry, budget and crap.
Yes,
all the good stuff.
budget crap we've talked about.
Now, budget 10 mil.
Okay.
Okay. Now, box office is only 64,000. Like I said, it had a limited release, so you can't go by the box office. Had a quick test, okay, right, whatever, maybe just enticing people a little bit, getting their response, and then bung it straight in home media.
Right.
So 64 doesn't really give a good indication, okay? So don't go by that. Right. You might as well start telling the tale of terror. Yeah.
So the story opens with a woman who, from back in the olden days, where it's sort of like, it has two different filming styles in this. One is the stylish yet, silent era type movie style that that's not been around for since the 1920s and 1930s, and we get the modern day style. So in this one, it shows a woman who's running for her life from some creatures that are demonic, obviously, and she eventually hangs herself and is left to death.
Yeah, I think it's based in 1925.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it takes place in New Orleans, and then we flash forward to the present where it's Halloween, I think, and it's a bunch of friends, Maddie, Lily, and Dex, and Susan, and Jason are going to this Halloween party taking place in a nice estate, obviously, that's run by this girl named Angela, who's doing this as more of a paid rave, where people pay the person, whoever shows up, and ask you to pay for pays to go for entry. And of course, there's a bit of issues with that when you think about when people do that, they have to pay certain things for the location, stuff like that. But I don't think they do that in this one. Anyway, so the other person we get to meet is Cole, who's a bit of a drug dealer who he's told by one of this bosses that he owes him money.
He's not selling as much as he should and not getting the prices and stuff.
Yes.
This guy's into high pressure sales.
Yes, and he demands this from Cole if he does not.
Get your bum out there and get some sales and make some money for me.
Yes, and we'll never see him again.
Well,
anyway,
bugger.
We get to the night in question where Halloween is at this place. It's bouncing, it's hot, and there's lots and lots of people around. Unlike in the other ones where it just took place with a bunch of people, in this one it starts off with a very big rave, obviously, where a lot of people are dancing, a lot of people having fun, a lot of people getting drunk and getting high and stuff.
Hey, they're the place I used to go to way back when.
Of course,
Sorry.
it does get eventually cut short. Before they get to that, Maddie actually encounters something in the bathroom that she could not explain, assuming that she may just drank too many shots. But she didn't drink. She turns out to be not totally drunk on her ass. But she tried to show this to her friend, but the mirror is not shattered or broken, meaning that what she just saw or witnessed was supernatural, but no one was vouch that it was real, obviously. Anyway, soon enough, the police arrived and told them to leave because Angela was not permitted to do a party there.
Wait.
It's government property, meaning you can't really be there.
She's renting the property.
Yes.
So she's not just having a party, it's paid entry party, which means it becomes a commercial affair.
Yes.
And she doesn't have a license to run a commercial
that's true.
business there. So, they'll close her down.
Yeah, because that would be an issue. So
Yes,
her
in the
friend
license,
runs
yeah.
off with the money, while Angela and the others, they kind of stay behind to look for one of Maddie's friends who was probably, either passed out somewhere or something. So they eventually find her, but then we realize the gate is locked, meaning by the police and stuff. So they cannot get out that very night. So they have to wait until the next morning for the people to clear away the party decorations. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Like
exactly
the
right.
whole speakers,
Well,
the
the
DJ
speakers,
stuff.
the DJ gear and stuff. That's, the usual drill.
Yeah, we also hear the story about the house, about how a woman was using witchcraft to keep her boyfriend with her, obviously. But something goes
Went out
devilishly
of
wrong.
control. Yes.
And about 6 people disappeared.
6 or 7, whatever. 6 or 7 people disappeared.
6 people disappeared.
See, they had a seance trying to invoke spirits to help out. Well, actually, there's the spirits, demons, whatever, came there and took over the bodies or tried to take out the bodies or something or other. Yeah.
Anyway, Cole loses his stash and he wants to find it. So they go into the basement, supposedly where he probably accidentally left it there. There they discover 6 or 5 skeletons there in the room in the basement, and Angela pricks her finger on one of the who has a gold tooth in its fillings.
Yeah.
Of course, it bites her, and soon enough she's infected by whatever is wrong. Obviously.
See, should have had a tetanus injection. Hey guys. Yeah.
Anyway, they then go back upstairs, and there she starts acting strange and weird and stuff like that. And soon it starts to spread and becomes very dangerous. Of course, some of them, they begin to enjoy the time they're spending there. Others are trying to find the way out, like Cole, because he still has to owe that guy the money he owes him, obviously, from the dealings he did that night. And night is young, and I'm sure there's plenty of partygoers who are
Night is young, and you're so beautiful. And
I'm sure there's plenty of other people who want something, obviously.
Oh, books.
Anyway, so they go try and explore the place. They probably figured there might be a back door, in a place like that, obviously, which some do, for gardeners and
and
the servants'
back entrance
entrance
and stuff. They go out when doing work and nah.
Yeah, like a servant's entrance. Oh, I should mention the lone survivor who survived the whole witch thing back in the 1920s, whatever. It turns out to be a maidservant that survived the night and told everything. Like that's where they got the evidence.
She went a bit crazy. They didn't see it.
Anyway, so
well, who wouldn't?
Yeah, anyway, things start heating up where each gets either bitten or kissed and somehow ends up with a teeny demon inside them.
Lovely.
And things become
sharing.
Yeah, and things begin to get really scary, and our 3 remaining survivors, which is let's see here, it's Maddie and her boyfriend Jason and Cole.
Cole, the guy.
They quickly hide inside a room and discover these markings on the wall,
spells,
indicating that they were.
That was a maid's room.
The maid's room, obviously. So she probably survived the night by those
spells
that she put over the wall.
Smart lady.
And the demons cannot enter, but it doesn't stop them. Of course, after they realize that in order to survive the night, once Halloween ends, the demons will go away, and we'll wait another couple of
until next year,
or the next victims, because these demons, they sacrifice 6 demons, 6 people, they can leave the state to continue their hell on earth. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhere.
That's the whole plan. And if they don't get 6 people, then they're screwed.
The ritual doesn't get completed, and tough tits demons. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, the group, the remaining survivors, they stick to the room, obviously. Of course, they didn't count on the bathroom being demon not proofed, when you think about it, right? Of course, when they wait there, they then notice that blood starts dripping across the walls, indicating the demons are washing away the spells. But luckily enough, they try to rewrite them over on the walls. But it's still difficult because most of it's written in Latin and other languages.
Well, smart maid, considering they weren't very learned.
She may have took a spell book that belonged to her mistress and wrote those spells all over the wall.
Quick study.
She must have been really quick, meaning she didn't care that she was just doing it really quickly, obviously. Anyway, so the spells eventually were able to draw them back on, but then the demons trick them into thinking it's daytime. And they think that they outsmarted these demons, but fortunately when they step outside, they notice something fishy. Right? Is that right?
Yes.
And Cole realizes this and smashes the window, indicating it's still
dark
night.
outside. The demons made them think it was daytime.
They quickly try to get back up to the maid's room, but then Jason, he breaks his leg. Oh, his leg was already broken, I forgot. And he ends up getting devoured by these demons. So it's up to Cole and Maddie to survive the night. Unfortunately, when they're in the room, he ends up nearly coming close to being killed by a demon in the bathroom. Anyway, they eventually try to run and escape, and eventually he falls through a gap in the floorboards.
Oh, it's rotten timber. Yeah, let's just say that, maybe.
And he falls through and ends up in the basement. Of course, Maggie goes down there, tries to reset his bone, but the demon somehow he possesses him, and she's left all on her own. So she is the only one left to escape these demons. So she quickly makes it to the top, takes a rope, and ties it around her neck, and jumps out the window. And
the poor little demon think, oh, not another one.
But then soon enough, the demons that disappear, and they soon some new skeletons are there in the basement, indicating it's her friends.
Yeah. But then
we see that she's actually tricked the demons by tying the rope around
her
waist
as well as neck. So she tricked the demons into thinking she killed herself when she actually fooled them. Isn't she clever? She
unties the rope, and she notices the guys who were picking up the speakers and the DJ stuff arrive, and they say, this must have been one hell of a party. And then she then heads out the door, and she walks off, and then the movie ends. The end.
I gotta admit, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting movie. I give it a few points. That if I didn't see the original, I think this one would have raised a couple of good green flags for me. Mm-hmm. But of course, it still feels a little bit, it's still an interesting movie all around. That's all I can say. Anyway, let's look at the reception, shall we?
Well, in a minute.
If there is any reception.
Actually, this one's got a reasonably good soundtrack. It's got a soundtrack listing of 16 tracks, which are obviously samples, here and there, but they got Night the Demons by 45 Grave, Ghastly Stomped by Ghastly Ones, Boris Karloff, the Barbarella Tones, Aim for the Head Creature Feature, No Costume, No Candy, The Swing and Neck Breakers, Incredible Two-Headed Transplant, Haunted Garage, The World Belongs to You, The Death Riders, Bloodletting, The Vampire Song by Concrete Blonde, Blood Brains and Rock and Roll by Zombie Girl, Code Blue, TSOL, whatever that's short for, Legions of the Damned, Dead by Day.
Two-Headed Transplant, that's the name of the movie, wasn't it?
Yes, probably, yeah, and they borrowed the name, okay. Give Me Bloodshed, Wednesday 13, Invasion of the Ball Snatchers, Psycho Charger, Black Lung by Frankenstein, Black Number 1, Typo Negative, Reckoning of the Soul Made Godless by Goat Whore. Now, look, that's a really good selection of songs. That would really make good party music for Halloween. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's probably why they chose them, I think.
So, yeah, you can do a compilation, and really good. Yeah. But you might be able to buy the soundtrack, I don't know.
You could. Yeah. I mean, no doubt.
Well, that's how I listened to this. You think.
It was still back in 2009. Back then, you can actually get...
Yeah, sometimes released it that way.
You can probably get a DVD of it. CD of it, of the songs.
Now, like I said, I don't know if I said it before, it hasn't got a great rating, but that's I think it's really people might have been getting tired of this theme. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes rated at 35%. Okay, Dread Central gave a mixed review and gave it 3.5 out of 5. It says it's brash, loud and sexy, but a few too obvious flaws unfortunately knock the film down a peg. So you're not saying it's too bad, just that it could be a bit better. In the end, it's still a fun ride and certainly worth a watch on an evening when you'd rather disengage the brain and sink a few drinks and deal with anything more cerebral.
Maybe that's why some people drink when they watch these movies,
amazing,
so they can.
Or a joint's good.
Then they can actually get their joy on with the music and don't give a crap for the storyline.
Well, you kick back in front of the TV and you do whatever to relax yourself. Yeah.
Like sometimes when I watch a TV show or an anime, and if it's too long, I just roll over and take a nap.
Anyway, Fright Fest director and founder commented that the audience response in general was noted to be positive for the film. The film received a very limited theatrical release, grossing $64,000 against $10 million budget before its direct-to-video premiere. So I think they sampled it to get an audience response before they let it loose.
Yep.
And so that's why it's only got a little bit.
Yep.
Now, there was talk about a sequel.
Ooh, okay.
They didn't do it because they couldn't raise the funds.
Yeah,
so I do not think we're going to see any more. No,
I think at this rate in time, I think it doesn't need anything else to cover.
You've done it so many times. You can only go so far before it gets stale and crikey, what are we going to do now? So it's probably gone a bit cold now.
Yeah, I think after the
nothing against the people who did it.
I think after the third movie, I think people started flopping off the planet.
Yeah, I was just talking to Sarah. There was back in 1957. There was a movie called Night of the Demon, or Demons, made in the UK. I think it came out, Curse of the Demon, in America. And it got 100% approval rating by Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know whether we'll ever review it, but I've never seen 100% approval rating for anything by anybody. So 100%. Woohoo! So
yes.
I'm going to look at that later.
Yes. Anyway, so we might check out the documentary that we just...
the making of?
Yeah, later on. Not now, obviously. Just
have a chat, maybe.
Just to see for ourselves what stuff we can learn, even though we're done with this franchise.
Well, yeah, I don't think we'll do the documentary.
And, we don't ever review documentaries, except for if they are... if they're based like biodramas or something like that, or if they're really so influencing, like a little bit like the Cursed Films documentary that we reviewed previously about movies that shocked audiences because of a tragedy that takes place inside it.
Well, yeah, people die and stuff, or something happens, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, now.
If it's something ordinary like a movie documentary, that sort of gets boring after a while.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't mind this one. I mean, these sort of movies are never, to me, they're never top of the pile A movies. However, I found the 4 movies, including this one, obviously including this one, to be watchable and enjoyable depending on your stance on this sort of genre.
Yeah,
okay?
They're watchable.
So it's not too bad, and it's not a bad remake of the original one. Obviously, they bent it around a bit and changed the storyline a little bit instead of New Orleans, but they took the theme and they've run with it and tried to breathe new life into it.
Yeah, like the fact in this one, it deals with an wealthy person in the 1920s who dabbles with the magic and didn't realize that she was messing with something that was beyond her.
She shouldn't have been playing with.
Meaning she was tricked by demons to giving her what she wanted, but in the end, it tricked her.
Bugger.
And the same could be said for the kids in this one who were nearly tricked by them too.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, so it's a good watch. The 4 movies are a good watch. And they're just a bit... It's not everyone's cup of tea. I enjoyed watching them.
And unlike the other ones, it doesn't mention virgins or stuff like that.
Well, running out of virgins. They're all been eaten and chopped up and stuff.
Such stuff in such movies can become, well
it's
not really,
a bit
really
passe after all. It's always
passe.
a pure little girl, and yada, yada, yada,
Or in
blah,
that
blah.
or that hot girl in the third movie. She was not exactly a pure,
She wasn't a virgin, but she wasn't
she
a
was a
player.
virgin, she said, but she was not a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah,
And the
was a
same I
player,
could
yeah,
say for
yeah.
the first girl in the Night of the Demons, the first one, 1980s,
yeah.
where she said that she was not a player. And her boyfriend thought she must have played around or played the
Oh, you were
palette.
someone say you must have. No, I didn't.
No,
That's why we broke up, you know.
Yeah, you had a kiss.
See that?
Call it what you will.
Guys lie.
And girls lie.
How much
girls
BS
don't lie.
can you tell? Oh, I went out first. She was really, really good in the nest, and you probably didn't even get past first base.
Nope.
So yeah. Guys lie. Always have. Always will.
Well, yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I think it's just that they think it's a male
Manly.
thing.
I succeeded. Where I boldly went where no one has been before. Look at me. Aren't I clever? No,
Yeah.
sorry, you're not. You lied.
Yeah.
You're lying. You get caught out later.
Yeah, just because you go into a girl's bedroom does not mean you're going to bang her or
Yeah.
get her.
You do have a way of words, don't you?
Well, it's just that most of the time guys go into a girl's room assuming they're going to get some, but they don't.
Most guys don't get invited in the girls' room.
Often or not, sometimes they're just invited just for a cuddle and watch a movie, and probably they then shove the light and then go to bed. That's not necessarily going to the second
Fourth
or
base.
fourth base.
Yeah, home run. Yeah. Easy strike out. Yeah,
Usually some
I did.
guys would strike out, in other words.
Anyway, let's get away from the sex, okay?
Sorry,
We're not talking
it
about
seems that that's the ball point that's in most of these
in most
horror
of these movies, the
movies.
final girl is usually a sweet little virginal type or non-player or whatever, yada yada.
Or a
okay,
good-natured
we have
girl.
assessed that. We established that. Okay, right.
Yeah, or not the or in this case, she was not the over druggy or drinky type.
Yeah, she was
even
a
though
nice, conservative little girl who might have not necessarily been a virgin, but she wasn't a player. Are you happy now?
Yes.
Can we move on?
Yes, we can.
Thank you kindly.
So anyway, where can we find it? Is a big question.
Did we vote? Did we grade it?
Yeah.
Well, I graded it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, are you sure we graded it?
I said 8.5 out of
Did you?
10.
I can't remember. See, she talks so much, I just breaks my concentration. Yeah, I'm going to give it about an 8. So you give it an 8.5. It's a good watch. It's fun. It's like all the other ones. Yeah. It's not on top of the pile for a top watch like a top of a pile A film, but it's good entertainment. So you know, so 8's good for me. Now, where do you get it?
It's a good question.
eBay
Only
for
for
sale.
sale.
I think it's more second hands than new, but it's still available. Amazon has it for rent and for sale. Having said that, you can obviously get it other places as well. You might be able to stream it somewhere or buy it in other sources, whatever. Now, note this.
Note this and note that.
Some listings for it have the movie as 2010 instead of 2009.
What's with that?
Well, maybe that's when the DVD came out and not when the movie came out.
Okay.
How would I know? They didn't run it past me, did they?
No, I just assumed that maybe another movie
No,
called
it's the
Night of the
same
Demons came out too.
movie. What I'm saying is that sometimes the movie goes and gets released, and then within, say, 6 months later, it hits the market, and that's the date of the release of the DVD or the Blu-ray they put on it. Okay?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I just meant like in the past, we've often reviewed movies that would often have a separate movie that under the same name, but about the same year or a year, 1 year after it was the other movie was released. Another one under the same name would come forward and say, "Oh, we are named Night of the Demons. We're the number one.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. Whatever."
I'll go into a little bit more in detail for my daughter here. It says release dates: August 2009 at Fright Fest. Release dates: October 2010, United States. It's got 2 different years.
Okay.
So I went to the Fright Fest, which is obviously a film event, and over a year later it was released
Right.
on home video, whatever, in 2010. Are you happy now?
Yeah, I didn't.
Fine.
I wasn't downing you. I was just saying that in the past we had that sort of thing coming on.
You do it all the time.
It's not an issue.
I always tell when you go through these things anyway, Sarah will give you the details of links and stuff and other things. But Shannon Elizabeth is the main star.
In this one,
directed by Adam Gerash, whatever. So you got those two reference points when you go looking for the product. You get those two names, you're on a winner. Okay.
Yeah, she's just as gothicy as the other lady.
Oh, it works well.
And of course, she does it so well. Okay for her.
She's rather good looking too.
Of course, nothing beats the original, obviously, girl who played Angela.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, I like her.
Yes. So anyway, that's it from us, guys. I know it's a short run this time around.
Well, we've been doing about 30 to 36. 35 minutes, whatever. Yeah. So for these ones.
Yeah. So far, we are halfway through October, so we'll try to get in a few more Halloween ones.
I thought we were a bit further into October, but we're not. So you're only about halfway through. So we've got another couple. Yeah. I've got a list of Halloween type movies I want to look at and discuss with Sarah. We might see if we can bring those in. Keep the thing going. Another, say, 4 or 5 before the end of the month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully some good ones if we can.
We'll find something, but not the usual Halloween movie franchise. There was something different that you probably haven't seen.
We may even get to check out the new Terror movie, obviously. That Terror Free, I think it was. That might be coming out very soon, so we might check. Good. We'll add that to our list of films. And maybe if it's coming out or is already out already, might be the new VHS movie. Anthology that's called VHS Beyond. So by the time
I love anthologies.
Yeah, by the time this episode comes out, that might be already out and waiting for us.
Actually, talking about anthologies, I was just talking to a friend of mine, another filmmaker, that I'm looking at to get possibly putting together my own anthology. I'm making a film doing 5 stories based on Lovecraft stories, and see what happens. So hopefully I'll get funding for it, and hopefully it'll see the light of day sometime next year. But we'll keep you informed.
All right, that's it from us, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Oh, I did. I always enjoy them.
And like always, guys, be sure to let us know in the comments which is your favorite Night of the Demons movie.
And not just a thumbs up. How about saying, hey, it's really good. How about I like that, or hey, these are great. How about reviewing such and such a brother? Yeah. It's something like a thumbs up or an emoticon or something rather doesn't tell us much.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a couple of words, one sentence. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it from us, guys. I hope you guys have a good week.
Tell your friends.
Don't forget. Have a good Halloween, and remember to check your candy.
It's getting closer.
Remember to dress in your
no
best
loose
Halloween
lollies. Make sure they're wrapped. That's a good start.
And better not meet any demons when you're...
Yeah, and rule ones. Keep away from cemeteries on Halloween. Okay?
Yes.
Rule ones.
You never know. Anyway, so that's about it from us, guys, and we'll see you guys for our next podcast. This is Sarah Stephenson.
And Michael.
Saying see you guys around on Boys and Ghouls Film Review. Bye for now and have a good week.
Bye, guys.